mostly the same as it has been in the last few versions. One key change
I have, whether if it's 2048 or if it's going balls.
Sponsored by Kayak Games, bought another game so it's a number that's over 131,000, but in the game they would read it as...
Hey there, you guys. I'm hoping you had a wonderful trick-or-treat yesterday, and now it is 12:01 a.m. So as you can tell, as I spoke about the other day, I have finally updated my iPhone to iOS 26, which if you go on the camera and just a moment, I just switched to iMovie, and if you suppose you record, but so the tricky part is when you want to try and turn the flashlight off, but it can be hard to handle in situations that gets dark. It's just, at times it can be very tough recording with iMovie after updating your iPhone to iOS 26, when especially you're going out in dark and you want to turn the flash off, but instead you're changing the HP adjustment, like you want to record in 1080 HP, though it would be easier if you would put it in like a portrait form, just like they do it on TikTok or how they do it on YouTube Shorts. But if you prefer to, it doesn't matter if you prefer to vlog either in 1080p or 720p or even 4K. But yeah, iOS 26 is here. You know what I really like about this background? If you press on one of these planets, then it'll take you right. Okay, I guess it doesn't work on settings, but I could try something else. But just look at that. Whoa! Now that's what I love about this version. Though iMovie hasn't made as many changes for the iOS 26 update, like many of the features, especially the background plans and the way of making captions, like headings and subheadings and titles, like, some text alignments.
Based on that, the way that iMovie is constructed, even with the iOS 26 update, is mostly the same as it has been in the last few versions. One key change, though, is how you would do photography or videography with the iMovie camera, and how the HP adjustment is put into the same corner as the flash, where you want to have it either on or off. It doesn't happen to be that kind of a problem with the normal camera on the iPhone, but with the iMovie camera, it can be a problem. Like if it goes on to 1440 HP, but you want to adjust it to 1080 HP, and you press record and the flashlight turns on, like, no, I don't want that.
One new software that Apple came up with for the iOS 26 update is the Apple games, so that I can have an overview of some of the games that you might have, whether if it's 2048 or if it's going balls, which is that game that you get the ball to roll on a platform, and you have 5 lives, and if you lose all 5 lives, then you have to start from the beginning of the level all over again. And Number Master, where you start as a certain number. Let's say you start as 31, and then you get into other numbers, basically add up. Like if you get into a 10, then you become 41. If you get into a 30, then you become 61. And 100 is the highest number that you can start at. I'm already at level 558 of that game, but it's been so long since I last played it.
Which, by the way, that game is sponsored by Kayak Games, but another game that has the same sponsorship is the 2048 game, where
you're a sphere and you're running through a platform. Let's say you start as the number 2, and each 2 that you get into, like, it doubles itself. Basically, it goes in the form of the powers of 2. So then it becomes a 4, and then you get into a 4, you become an 8. You get into an 8, you become a 16, and basically you just keep doubling yourself. The way it works is you have to get into a bowl that is the number that is the one that you're rolling as. Like, let's say you're a 32 and you get into another 32 and you become a 64. It doesn't work if you try to get into a 16 while you're a 32. And it keeps going like that until it gets to 8,192. So whenever you come to 8,001, I'm saying 18,000, 8,192, then next one, it goes 16A, just to make it easier to read. Of course, they mean 16,000, but the actual number is 16,384. Well, I know how it goes. It goes 16,384, then 32,768. That's basically how they count the powers of 2. But just to make it easier to read, they put 16A, then 32A, then 64A, then 128A. So that's basically 16 and then 32 times 10 to the every third power, even though it might not be that exact value. Then it goes 64A, but the next value, well, it's actually a number that's over 65,000. It's 65,536. That's the exact value for 2 to the 16, and then 2 to the 17 would be 131,072. So it's a number that's over 131,000, but in the game they would read it as 128A. Again, just to make it easier to read. And then it goes throughout the alphabet, so that at least it could make it easy to know the powers of 2. What if there was a game like that for the powers of 3, suppose, where you count like 3, 9, 27, 81, 243, 729, and so on. In the classic version of the 2048 game, though, they would read the numbers that represent the values of the powers of 2 that are more than 4 digits. Like, there would be a square that would read the number 16,384, 32,768, 65,536, 131,072, and so on. It just keeps going. It just reads the exact value, not like 16A or 16K or 1.6 times 10 to 4, and not like that. And there was that other game that I used to play so much for fun, Blob Run. Yeah, I've gone over 1,000 levels of that game, but it's basically one that you are running like a gummy stick man, but they call it Blob either way in the game.
Hey, look at that. Got a horse rider up here too. Enjoy that, dude.
And speaking of 2048, they do have the Bubble Buster game as well.
Fun ride, that horse says. Yeah, it looks like they're just... Yeah, they're heading back up now. A good thing I got one clip of that. Sometimes I say, you know, even one is okay, but just got out as now walking further into the forest.
Chill later at the lake forest. Now the sun has opened up, mist is cleared away, and well, as long as you're already used to the iOS 26, because, well, it's only been 2 days since I have updated to the iOS 26, which
It'll take about 20 to 30 minutes of the process. Hey, here we go again. Hi. Is he up for hide and seek or what? Oh, he's gonna jump, is he? He's going to jump. Oh no, he didn't jump. Oh, he's still running. Well, that's one brave squirrel, because last week at the Mile Square Regional Park, I did encounter a few squirrels that stood up to me like Captain America. Well, that's kind of funny though. But yeah, chill day here at the Lake Forest. I would have gone to the Great Park today, but there's so many parts of the road that are on constructions, hence there are some road closures. I thought like if I should do this or if I should do that, because I don't like to change my mind so many times. Like it's like once I stick with, just like at the grocery store, once you have a certain object, then it should be easy to know what you want to buy. Who the hell put that Apple logo on that? It's hilarious though. Like he covered the stickman's head with an Apple logo. Is he an Apple man or what? There's not much to say, but this is hilarious. Like just looking at that notice and the guy's face being covered with the Apple logo, it just makes me laugh my ass. But like it's as if I were to make a comic about a guy that's so much into Apple that has a dog and names his dog Apple Eater. Productive way to kick off the weekend. Now it is 11:46 on a bright sunny Saturday. Well, daylight saving time is ending tomorrow, so we will be pulling the clocks back by an hour. So at this point tomorrow, it would be 10:46. Almost midday here with a full sunshine. And look at what it says, the back mirror. In this car, we listened to Taylor's version. You remember the other day when I spotted that car with the plate saying, "Be kind." Yeah, be kind, or Carmen won't be your boyfriend. It will be a witch on a cruel old day, which is the Day of the Witches. But yeah, that was yesterday, and it was a funny one though. No, I know I got back, but I just gotta close this. Because Terry's just running around everywhere, and I don't want the cat to get into our garage. It would be scary. A scary surprise, I can say. I'm like, hey, you're not welcome here, but I want to be Smokey's friend, says Terry. Well, I'm back home. I'm going to round it off for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Do leave a like, and I'll see you in the video tomorrow. Bye.